Just flip her on. Watch this baby go right through this stuff. Look at that.
It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Lee Cowan.
Some of us remember Tim Allen as Tim the Toolman Taylor from the 90s TV show Home Improvement. Your kids, however, probably know him as the voice of Buzz Lightyear, a role that is still out of this world. Tracy Smith has our Sunday profile.
He might be the most famous street racer in America.
Scared all these guys. They go.
You probably know his face. But every kid old enough to watch a TV screen knows that voice.
To infinity and beyond!
Tim Allen is the man behind Buzz Lightyear, the make-believe space ranger in Disney's Toy Story franchise.
There's a secret mission in uncharted space.
Along with Tom Hanks as Woody the Cowboy.
That's great! Bonnie had a great day in class, and...
Most Disney features tug at your heartstrings, but Allen says this one really gives them a solid yank.
Come on, help me get out of here.
I'll help you. With my foot!
I can't even... Tom and I read it, and neither one of us could contain our emotion.
That it made you cry?
Yep.
What do you think it is?
Of course, his career has been nothing to cry about.
You don't want our money.
What do you need money for?
Allen has created some of the more popular characters anywhere, from the stand-up stage...
You don't believe your men grunt, do you? Give him a steak, honey. Is that good?
...to the big screen.
How come your clothes are so baggy?
Because Santa is watching his saturated fats.
To a TV show that became a ratings powerhouse.
Now there's raw power!
You drive all of these.
I used to...
He now has the toys to show for it, like a garage full of classic cars at his LA office. But none of this, the cars or the career, came easy. Born in Colorado in 1953, Timothy Allen Dick was only 11 when his father Gerald was killed by a drunk driver. A tragedy he says he still feels to this day.
When you grew up, what were your dreams as a kid?
Well, it gets difficult for me sometimes. My father was killed when I was a young boy, so most of my dreams was wondering why that happened and who's responsible, how can I get at that person. What sort of a world is this, that at one moment your father's there, best guy in the world, next moment he's not there?
In college, young Tim studied philosophy and design. But maybe his biggest life lesson came in the late 70s when he did 2 years in prison on drug charges.
How close did you come to ruining your life?
Pretty close. Got myself in trouble, ended up doing some prison time, humiliated my family, and all of it was selfish.
What clicked for you then?
I said to myself, I don't want to do this again. I want to pay my mom back. I put her through hell. And then somehow in there, I started making, what do you want to do? I want to get on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
He eventually made it to Johnny's couch, but only after some rough nights on the road.
In Akron, Ohio, it's just been eating. And all I hear was him, so I started mimicking that because I was frustrated. I went, and these guys, hey, that's funny. That grunting stuff is funny. Go.
And that idea became Home Improvement.
Full 3-inch pin capacity.
Tim, do you ever listen to me? It was the last thing that I said in bed to you last night.
No, I believe, if you recall, the last thing you said to me in bed last night was, no!
In the mid-90s, Home Improvement drew more than 25 million viewers a week.
You're thinking of tonight.
And back then, it seemed everything Tim Allen touched turned to gold.
Because of the small
In November 1994, he had the #1 TV show, the #1 book on the New York Times bestseller list, and the #1 movie, all in the same week.
I think it's time to drill.
Of course, more wasn't always better.
I struggled with alcohol most of my life, but didn't know that that's what it was. What one people would say a glass of wine is good, 2 bottles would be good for me. I don't even like wine, whatever it was. And related things, drugs and alcohol were my story, part of my story.
Hey, I'm happy.
But after another run-in with the law and a few years of personal turmoil, Tim Allen cleaned up his act.
this problem that you have with excess, as you describe it, you've been able to manage.
I've been a sober guy for going on 21 years.
Through it all, Tim the Toolman was the heart of home improvement. And he was ultimately the one who decided to pull the plug.
Home improvement was still at its height when you said, that's it, we're done.
It was a big, big decision because the powers that be at Disney, the offers were obscene. I mean, to keep.
Can you tell me how obscene?
No, it's rude. But it's just they was like, are you kidding? That was their first offer, was more than you'd ever think. And I go, oh boy.
Oh my God, are we poor?
You are. We're doing very well.
Of course, Tim Allen is still on TV. His latest show, Last Man Standing, is on Fox. Like Allen himself, his character, Mike Baxter, has conservative views, a rare bird indeed in Hollywood.
You describe Mike on Last Man Standing as an educated Archie Bunker. Right. You like to push people's buttons on that show?
What is that? Donald Trump?
I dressed up as Trump, but then all of a sudden we're Trump supporters. Because we didn't take a shot at him. So I now says, wait a minute, they think we're Trump supporters, so this might be kind of fun. So then we started poking that button, and especially in the People's Republic of California, if you don't think one way, then you immediately are labeled a million different things. I said, this is going to be fun.
Fun, maybe, but as he showed us, he hasn't completely left home improvement behind.
You kept it?
It's 99% accurate. It's taken forever to get all the pieces.
Allen, who turned 66 last week, salvaged the original Tool Time set, though he insists there's no reboot in the works yet.
But it's still here, the set.
Yeah, you did point that out, yes. It is still here.
Why'd you want to hold on to it?
I love that show.
And he also has a soft spot for this. It's a Dodge Demon, a 900 horsepower monster with a 6-figure price tag.
Listen to this.
Well, it's an angry automobile.
Okay, it's also a really fun automobile.
It's more smiles per miles to me than anything else I've ever driven.
But it's only for quick trips. Turns out his main car is a battery-powered Tesla. Allen has 2 daughters, and he says he dreams of a greener world for them.
This Toy Story, and I think you could say all of the Toy Stories, are about finding your purpose.
Yeah.
Have you figured out what your purpose is?
You got to leave this a little better than you found it. If I can be of some assistance to solving a bigger problem, either fuel, batteries, we play around with cars all the time, that would be something to shoot for.
Fixing something.
Fixing
How appropriate
something.
is that?
Yeah.
And with his darkest days in his rearview mirror, Tim Allen's aiming for a brighter future and beyond.